Greetings, great learners. My name is Mr. Simbi and welcome to today's accounting class. In today's class, I'm going to be doing analysis and interpretation of financial indicators. But then today's class, I'm going to be focusing on liquidity financial indicators. Liquidity financial indicators. I have a practice question with me here, and I am going to calculate firstly the current ratio for the year 2022 as well as the year 2023. After I have calculated, I will then comment on the figures that I would have calculated. Make sure you have a pen, pencil, calculate, and somewhere to write so that we can move together in today's class. Let's begin. In the year 2022, I'm going to calculate the current ratio. And the current ratio, it is your current assets as to your current liabilities. In 2022, having current assets is easy. There are my current assets. My current assets are 73,648. 73,648. That is my current assets. Then I say S2, my current liabilities. My current liabilities in this year, do I touch the loan? No, that is a long-term loan. So I need to come to trade and other payables. So I'll come here, then I'll say S2, 22,452. So I have my current assets and I have my current liabilities. Then my answer has to be S21. S21. That means I must divide everything by 22,452. Hence, if I say 22,452 divided by 22,452, I get 1. Then I come here, then I say 73,648 divided by 22,452. And then on your calculator, I want you to punch that on your calculator and you tell me how much do we get. If we say 73,648 divided by 22,452, then you get 3.3 S21. That is how you then calculate your current ratio. You then divide, let me say it again, 22,452 by 22,452, you get the 1. Your ratio has to be S1. Then you take your current assets, which is 73,648, you divide it again by your 22,452, then you get 3.3 S1. That is your current ratio for the year 2022. But once we have calculated for the year 2022, we understand that when we're doing analysis and interpretation, we must be able to calculate, we should be able to compare, and we should also be able to comment. Now, so far we have calculated for the year 2022. Now we need to compare, but for us to compare, we need the 2023 one. So let's go and calculate the 2023 current ratio so that we can be able to compare. For the year 2023, the current ratio, we are now going to look at our current assets. So we need to add these three amounts to get our current assets. Please have your calculator close to you. I'll say 54,070 plus 34,700 plus 1,650. If I add these three amounts, I would then get 90,420. So here it becomes 90,420. That becomes my current assets for the year 2023. Because in my formula, I need current assets, which I have now, 90,420. Then I say S2, my current liabilities, which is trade and other payables there, 26,654. I know that when I'm doing a ratio, my answer has to be S1. For it to be S1, I need to divide everything by my current liabilities, 26,654. Hence, I end up with 1. And then I come here, I divide this by 26,654. If I take my 90,420, I divide it by 26,654. I now end up with 3.39 as to 1. 3.39 as to 1. In this case then, I have the financial indicator for the year 2022 and 2023. Now, I can compare. Let's go and compare. When I compare, I have my 2022 and I have my 2023. When I compare, I can see there is an increase. But I remember that when I comment on financial indicators, there are 3 aspects that I must touch. The first one has to be the name of the financial indicator. The second one has to be the trend. Do I see an increase or do I see a decrease? And then thirdly, I see that I will need to talk of figures. So 3 aspects when I do my commenting: name, trend, figures. Let's go and see. The current ratio, this is my name. The current ratio has increased. Increase is the trend from 3.3 as to 1 in 2022. There is the 2022 amount. 2, 3.39 as to 1 in 2023. There is the 2023 figure. That therefore means the business is able to pay its short-term debts. Once you have done this, that means you have calculated, you have compared, and you have commented. But in your commenting, you were able to name, have the trend, and have the figures. That becomes key in your analysis and interpretation of financial statements. Dear learners, let's go for an ad break, and I'll see you shortly.